we did receive a number of public comments today, and talking about just our process and not, responding at that time that they're given. What I typically do as a matter of process is I typically respond at this time during council comments. Now it's 10:30 and many people have gone. I've watched the county commission. They don't respond to, look, it's pretty common that we can respond privately or follow up or take note of it. But what I'm going to continue to do is respond in council comments. And I do want to answer some of the questions from my perspective, right? So I'm only one of 5. I agree we had a great discussion on the recent roundtable that we just had. There are different types of items that come before us, and over the course of the 15 months, what we had was a contract negotiation. And it's really tricky to engage in contract negotiation, not necessarily negotiate against yourself or manage that in a public setting. It's uniquely challenging as a public body, I would say. When I, being a newer member, look to what are the rules of this game as we begin this negotiation process, I look to our charter. Our charter, just so that residents know kind of what I look to when doing this, I looked at the contract language in the ILA, and I looked to Article 5, Section 9 of our charter. So what that part of our charter says is that the elected body, the council, has the authority to establish departments. It lists all of the departments, and it gives council the authority to establish departments. Now, occasionally we have a charter review committee, and that's a resident-led committee in the town. The last time that we had a charter review committee was 2019, and there was a comprehensive review of the charter, many language changes in the charter adopted in Ordinance 1919. This section was changed and updated in 2019 by a resident-led committee in the town of Jupiter, and it gives the council the authority to establish departments. So that's, when we began the process so long ago now, even the vote is starting to look to be in the rearview mirror. These were the rules on the books, right? And so we looked at the contract language. The contract says, to exit the option, you need a letter. So you don't need a resolution or an ordinance. I spoke with our town attorney asking what the rules were, and we needed to give direction for a letter. And so we followed the interlocal agreement, and we followed our charter, and those were the rules on the books. Regarding the charter amendment petition form, I did get one mailed by the Political Action Committee to my home. I also ran into them at the library one Sunday, and my personal experience was, a young gentleman who said that they were going to close all the stations in the town of Jupiter, and that I need to sign to save the stations. And so that was troubling to me because that's not accurate per se. And the people that I saw signing it weren't reading it. They were signing something after someone was saying, please save the stations. So that was my personal experience on a Sunday afternoon at the library, Jupiter Library. And then I look at then I look, because that's the process of collecting the signatures. So, the signatures are being verified by the supervisor of elections, but how they were gotten or obtained, what was said to residents, what was read, what due diligence was done, that's a different matter. So we're not sure if everyone knows what's happening and what this process has been. The charter amendment petition form that I received has, and this is my best guess because I'm not a legal expert and we haven't reviewed any of this, but here's what I received in my home. The language that is in the charter amendment is they want to add now, after our Jupiter resident-led committee in 2019 gave the council the authority to establish departments. Now I think a union-supported PAC is writing a charter amendment petition form that says the town may not establish or operate a town fire rescue department or provide fire protection and emergency medical services. So they would like to put that into our Constitution. When you're signing that petition form, you're signing to put that language into our Constitution. So this is a county union-backed PAC asking to put in the town constitution the language that the town may not establish or operate a town fire rescue department or provide fire protection and emergency medical services. So then after that's put in by referendum, if it passes, it would require another majority vote, a referendum, to remove it. I think a lot of residents have the idea that, there's going to be a vote where you vote for the county rate that had been, negotiated, this ILA, or Jupiter Fire. That is not what is being presented in the petition, in my view. I think it still is being reviewed, but there are challenges, and I urge everyone to read the petition language. That's where I'm coming from on that. And we know that it is supported and that there are connections with the union, mostly because of a letter that was sent to the town. And I just wanted to take a second to read a part of that. So this is a letter from the local, 2928, and it says, "Dear brothers and sisters," and this is a public record, this was sent to the town and shared with all of us, but it says, "I am reaching out to you today as we face a crucial moment in the history of Local 2928. Our reputation as a political powerhouse has been well established, and now we must come together to preserve the future of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue in Jupiter. The recent decision by the Jupiter Town Council to sever ties with PBCFR after nearly 4 decades poses a significant threat to the existence of our fire rescue services in the county's north end. This decision not only affects every employee, but also has the potential to set a dangerous precedent. If other cities follow suit, we risk a fragmented county similar to what we have observed in Broward. It is imperative that we act swiftly and decisively. We need your active participation in the fight to save PBCFR and Jupiter. The time to act is now. We are facing a tight timeline to gather petitions, ensuring that the residents have the opportunity to decide the future of our fire rescue services." I would take a look at this letter together with the petition ballot, or the petition language, to understand better what is going forth there. When I voted on the ambulances, it's because of what I said in emails and on social media and now, and that is we voted months ago. The deadline has passed. The confirmed deadline that we have in our hands is October 1st, 2026 to set up this department. And so given the lead times on vehicles, we absolutely had to move forward with that. It would be irresponsible not to risk missing that deadline and not having a fire service rescue in place for 2026. I couldn't imagine what that would mean for the residents of all of Jupiter. So I'm working to answer questions. I actually walk around with a blue folder everywhere I go now because as a newer member, I don't expect trust. I have to earn it, and I'm new here. And I think we live in an age, in a political environment, where trust no longer exists almost. You look at the national or state or county or local scenes. So it has to be earned. And so what I try to do is point to the work that I've done, point to the evidence that I have. I hope I have a document for almost everything I say. I hope I have something I can point to for everything I say. And that's how I'm going to have to go forward because I have to earn that trust, and I will try to. So, thanks.